Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is one of the big single-player story-driven campaign 2019 title EA released. Easily considered one of the best Star Wars games of all time. More importantly, it's going to get a sequel in 2023 March 17th. At the Game Awards 2022 we get a first look at Star Wars Jedi Survivor cinematic gameplay trailer. The gameplay trailer of Star Wars Jedi Survivor revealed plenty of new story and gameplay details about this upcoming sequel, including dual-wielding lightsabers, a new buddy AI character, and more. The game takes place 5 years after the events of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Fittingly, the trailer shows an older and more rugged Cal Kestis, who's now a Jedi Knight in the sequel. He's grown some facial hair, and his lightsabers are a bit different as well as he grows more powerful and resourceful. We get to see his little companion BD-1 is still with Cal in Survivor, while Cal and BD-1 remain as a team. There's one other new character joins the team, and it's a bit of an unusual one, Jedi Master Yaddle. Yaddle, also known as Yaddle of the Five, and a member of the Jedi Order during the time of the Galactic Republic. She was a member of the Jedi Council, and served on the Council during the time of the Naboo Crisis and the Clone Wars. Yaddle had a calm and gentle demeanor, and was known for her wisdom and compassion. She used her powers to sense the feelings and emotions of others, and was skilled in using the Force to heal injuries and ailments. Yaddle played a key role in the Jedi Order's efforts to maintain peace and justice in the galaxy. Players will also be accompanied by a new character, a mercenary named Bode Akuna, with whom Kestis forms a special bond and who will aid player both in and out of combat. Star Wars Jedi Survivor story remains a secret section, but Cal has become a powerful Jedi Knight. The original Jedi Fallen Order followed Cal Kestis 5 years after Order 66 was enacted, and the majority of all Jedi were wiped out. The execution of Order 66 is considered one of the most tragic events in the history of the Star Wars galaxy, as it marked the end of an era of peace and the beginning of a new era of darkness and oppression under the rule of the Galactic Empire. The order was issued by Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, who was secretly the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, as part of his plan to seize control of the Republic and turn it into the Galactic Empire. The execution of Order 66 effectively wiped out most of the Jedi Order, leaving only a handful of survivors who managed to escape the massacre. Cal Kestis was trained as a Jedi during the Clone Wars and somehow survived Order 66. He went into hiding and struggled not to use his Force powers. He eventually gained the attention of the Inquisitorius, specifically the Second Sister, who found him and attempted to eliminate him with the help of Purge troopers. Jedi Survivor picks up Cal's story 5 years after the original game. Cal continuing his adventures across the galaxy with the Empire in hot pursuit of him and the other remaining Jedi. Besides his developing abilities with a lightsaber, the teaser trailer revealed Cal's control over the Force will also see significant improvement. Jedi Survivor will expand upon the challenging action RPG combat of its predecessor. Game director confirms that Respawn is leveraging advanced technology of the PS5 and Xbox Series X to create more dynamic combat system. Jedi Survivor will expand on the series' dynamic combat in new and innovative ways, adding a dynamic difficulty system that adjusts the challenge of combat based on the player's skill level and progress through the game, having special moves, combos, and other unique abilities that adds more depth and strategy, and customizing their characters' skills and abilities to suit their playstyle. That means we'll see the introduction of new Force abilities and new lightsaber fighting styles, as well as the ability to use a blaster. Respawn has also promised that Star Wars Jedi Survivor will feature an expanded range of enemies. Expect to see new skills, equipment, and abilities to augment Cal's range of fighting style and traversal options. The studio has also teased that there will be larger areas to explore and more opportunity to find hidden rewards across the new environments. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order's gameplay mechanics was a fresh take on Star Wars games of old, borrowing a few mechanics from the Dark Souls series. Good gameplay mechanics are often balanced, intuitive, and engaging, and can make a game enjoyable and satisfying to play. However, gameplay mechanics can also be complex and challenging, which can add to the depth and replay value of a game. In a recent interview, game director has revealed details about the game's combat and exploration. Starting with combat, there will be 5 different, fully realized stances. In Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, players can use different combat stances to defeat enemies. There are 3 stances available in the game. The first stance is the balanced stance, which is the default stance for the player's character. This stance is well-rounded and allows the player to attack and defend effectively. The second stance is the offensive stance, which is focused on dealing more damage to enemies. This stance increases the player's attack power, but also makes them more vulnerable to enemy attacks. The third stance is the defensive stance, which is focused on protecting the player from enemy attacks. This stance reduces the player's attack power, but also makes them less vulnerable to enemy attacks. Players can switch between these stances during combat to adapt to different situations and take advantage of the strengths of each stance. Addition of new fighting stances. Each stance offers unique gameplay experiences and is advantageous in different combat encounters. Learning when to use a particular stance is key to success. As for the types of stances, there would be one in which the player, as Cal Kestis, would wield dual blades, and in one stance there would be a combination of a blaster and a lightsaber. Then, there is also a heavy stance where the player will be using a crossguard-style lightsaber like Kylo Ren. When it came to the topic of exploration, some of the traversal methods that we can find in the game include using ascension cables for climbing, wall crossing, riding mounts using the ability of Cal's ability to tame, and even using a combination of skills. Apart from combat traversal, Star Wars Jedi Survivor will now incorporate mounts you can tame and ride. Traveling will be much more flexible this time around, incorporating much of a wider Metroidvania approach. Expect new faces, both good and bad, and unknown planets to explore, as well. Star Wars Jedi Survivor sounds like a step up from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in every way. I found the original fun. So I'm excited to see how Cal's next adventure shapes up on PS5 next-gen quality ray tracing immersion. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is the upcoming game of the Star Wars Jedi series, and a sequel to Fallen Order. The game is set to release on March 17, 2023, with the leaks seemingly having significant reworked content. How do you feel about the game? Do you think that this sequel will surpass the prequel? Please leave us your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching our contents. If you enjoy the contents here, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell button. See you guys on the next video.